Good morning, class. I'm teacher Christine and welcome to our English class. Today, we will be discussing reflexive and intensive pronouns. But first, here's our intended learning outcomes. First, define reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns. Second, differentiate reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns. Third, present example using reflexive and intensive pronouns. And last, use appropriately the reflexive and intensive pronouns in a sentence. What do these pronouns mean? Reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns are identical in appearance. They both take the self and self. What are reflexive pronouns? Reflexive pronouns are words ending in self or self that are used when the subject and the object of a sentence are the same. They can act as either objects or indirect objects. The 9 reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, himself, herself, oneself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. So when we say reflexive pronoun, tell us who performed the action in the sentence and also the receiver of the action. A reflexive pronoun reflects back to the subject. It can be a direct object, indirect object, and object of the preposition in the sentences. For example, I treated myself to a fancy dinner. In the sentence, the subject or the one who did the action is I, and the object of the verb is myself. If you analyze it, I and myself refer to the same person. It means I did something to myself. That is why myself is used as a reflexive pronouns in this sentence. Reflexive pronouns is an integral meaning of the sentence. If the objects will be removed, the sentence will not be completed. For example, the kids saw themselves in the reflection of the water. If you remove themselves in the sentence, it is now the kids saw in the reflection of the water. The sentence is incomplete, right? There is no object of the verb. Who or what did the kids see? Not mentioned. There is one way of determining if the pronoun is reflexive or not. What are intensive pronouns? Intensive pronouns are used to add emphasis to the subject or antecedent of the sentence. You'll usually find the intensive pronouns right after the noun or pronouns it's modifying. It emphasizes what or who is doing the action. Unlike sentences with reflexive pronouns, the subject of the sentence is different from the object of the verb. For example, Fred played the piano himself. As you can see, the subject of the sentence is Fred, and the object of the verb is piano. Himself is not the object, meaning Fred did not play himself. It's the piano. So the pronouns himself is only used to tell or emphasize that it is a remarkable thing that it was Fred who played the piano and not someone else. Okay? Intensive pronoun is not integral to the meaning of the sentence. It does not affect the completeness or the meaning of the sentence. For example, she made the design herself. If you remove herself in the sentence, it is now she made the design. As you can see, the sentence still makes sense. It is still complete because, again, an intensive pronouns is only used for emphasis.